Shmini Atzeret. We arrive at the end of a 2-month-long spiritual process. It began in Rosh Chodesh Elul. Hamelech basadeh to Rosh Hashanah. Ve'yitnu lecha keter melocha. Through the Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, we looked inside at ourselves to fix ourselves to Yom Kippur. Ki bayom hazeh yichaper aleichem l'tayr etchem mikol chatoteichem. And into Sukkot, v'samachta b'chagecha, a long spiritual process, 2 months long. And now one second before we're gonna go back to Shigra, back to the routine of our life, it says in Vayikra, Bayom hashmini mikra kodesh yalachem, tatatat atzereti. What is this additional day? It's kind of like Sukkot in our consciousness, but it's its own day that stands on its own. The Yerushalmi even points out that in contrast to all the other days that say Uvayom, and on the day, Shmini Atzeret says Bayom, on the day. It stands on its own. It's its own holiday in every sense. What is this holiday? Those of you who are in college or at work, it's like, okay, you took off for Rosh Hashanah, you took off for Yom Kippur, you took off for Sukkot. Also, the Shmini Atzeret, they need another day. Oh, actually 2. What is Shmini Atzeret? And Rashi writes there, beautiful midrash he brings. It's like a king who has a party and invites those to his party for a designated amount of time, a certain amount of time. In our sense, a 2-month process of tons of heightened spirituality. And it ends, and God says to his beloved, maybe just stay with me one more day. Just one more day, please stay one more day. My mother calls it the morning after some type of simcha, the acharei. It's the next day when you think about it, the Rishima, when you a little longer, you rest and you absorb what was. Because you see, we're about to go back to routine. But if we go back to routine like it was before Elul, but we're the same person that we were before Elul, what was the point of any of it? Shmini Atzeret is meant to be this day, I envision in a Venn diagram between Elul Tishrei and the rest of the year. It's still a moed, it's still a day when we don't do melacha, when we don't have our phones yet, when we're not at work, but on the other hand, we're not in the spiritual process anymore. We're specifically at the point of the spiritual process where you bring it into your home. When you do a preda, when you separate from the sukkah, and dafka halachically, you're not allowed to be in your sukkah in Shmini Atzeret. Bring it inside. If Sukkot was about connecting to nature and to God's world before we play with it and manipulate it, okay, well, the truth is we're supposed to manipulate it. We're supposed to be participants in creation. Go back into your home. How do you bring Sukkot with you? How are you going to bring it all with you? One more day, one more moment, one more last clinging to the heightened awareness and spirituality that we fostered through Elul and Tishrei. Sit in it one more day, but bechinat mincha, tefillat mincha, looking towards the next day, looking towards after. Atzeret. It's the day when it all comes together, when you bring it back in, so the rest of your year will be way different than last year. With Rat Hashem, I bless you, and please bless me that on this Shmini Atzeret, we think about the process we underwent. We bring it into our home so that it can infuse every day from here on. Chag Sameach.